necessary to have physical suffering. People get sick, they die, and we're wondering whether or not psychological suffering is analogous to that, or whether there's something intrinsically different about it.
No, sir. I do question seriously whether human beings must inevitably live in this state.
Mm-hmm.
Everlastingly suffering, everlastingly going through this agony of life. Is that necessary? Is it right that they should?
It's certainly not desirable that they should.
No, no. If we accept that it's inevitable,
mm-hmm.
as many people do, then there is no answer to it.
Mm-hmm.
But is it inevitable?
Well, physical suffering is inevitable.
Yes.
Illness, death.
Yes, sir. The physical suffering is old age,
yes.
Accidents, disease.
Maybe we increase the physical suffering because of our psychological problems.
That's it. That's it. So a mother bearing babies, she goes through terrible time delivering them. Strangely, she forgets that pain. She's the next baby. Another baby. In India, as you know, the mothers have about 7 or 8 children. If they remember the first agony of it, they will never have children. I've talked to several mothers about it. They seem to totally forget it. It's a blank after suffering. So, is there an activity in the psyche that helps the suffering to be wiped away? Recently, personally, I've had an operation, for minor operation. There was plenty of pain, quite a lot. And it went on considerably. It's out of my mind, completely gone. So is it the psychological nourishing of a remembrance of pain, you follow? Which gives us a sense of continuity in pain.
So you're saying that perhaps the physical suffering in the world is not the source of the psychological suffering, but that the psychological suffering is an action of its own.
Yes, that. You've had toothache, I'm sure.
Yes, I've
forgotten it. Why? If we accept pain is inevitable, suffering is inevitable, you must continue with it. You must sustain it.
No, we have to accept that it's inevitable that it happens sometimes. But we can forget physical pain. Can we forget the kind of psychological pains caused by natural things like loss, death of people?
Yeah, I will come to that. I come to you. I have a problem with my wife. I'm married. She I'm not, but suppose I'm married. I come because I can't get on with her. And she can't get on with me. And we have a problem, a relationship. I come to you. How will you help me? This is a problem everybody is facing.
Yes.
Either divorce or adjustment. And is that possible when each one wants to fulfill, wants to go his own way, pursue his own desires, his own ambitions, and so on?
You're saying that the problem arises out of the fact that they each have their own interests at heart.
No, it's not interest. It's like, so We are all terribly individualistic.
Yes. Yes.
I want my way and my wife wants her way. Deeply.
And we see that our needs are in conflict for some reason.
That's all. Right away you begin. After the first few days or few months of relationship, pleasure and all that, that soon wears off and we are stuck.
Okay, that's the same problem then with the mother raising this child and making it her toy. Her needs are in conflict with the needs of the child.
And please, perhaps you go on.
No.
The mother, her mother was also like that.
Yeah.
And the whole world is like that, sir. It's not the mother.
Mm-hmm.
So when I come to you with my problem, you say it's the mother.
No, I wouldn't say it's...
I object to that.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's the mother.
No, I'm just pushing it.
Uh-huh. You're saying that it's a much broader problem than...
Much deeper problem.
Okay.
Then the mother didn't put the baby on the right pot or something.
Yeah. Right. That it appears that the needs are in conflict.
No, I wouldn't call needs are in conflict. Basically, they're divisive, self-centered activity.
Mm-hmm.
That inevitably must bring contradiction and, you know, the whole business of relationship and conflict.
Mm-hmm.
Because each one wants his pleasure.
There's self-centered activity on the part of the person who's raising the child or on the part of the person who is in the relationship, married. The child is the victim of that.
The child?
The child is the victim of that.
Of course.
And then grows up to perpetuate it.
And the mother's father, they were like that too.
Yes. Now, why does it have to happen that way? Are we saying that's the way it is in nature? Or are we saying that...
No.
Well, I mean, there are certain conflicts in nature. For example, among troops of gorillas or baboons, take baboons, or even chimpanzees.
Mm-hmm.
There's a conflict among the males. Often the strongest male wishes to monopolize all the attractive females. Now, some of the younger males want to get in on the act as well. Mm-hmm. They try going off with these females, and this younger male will fight them and beat them off. So they'll be kept out of this. This selfish activity of this one male keeps most of the females to himself. The same occurs in red deer, where the stag will monopolize the females. Now, these are examples of conflict in the animal kingdom which are quite needless. There'd be enough food for these hens without pecking each other. Now, these are not exceptions. We can find this kind of thing throughout the animal kingdom. So I don't think that the origin of this kind of selfish conflict is something just to do with human societies and the way they're structured. I think we can see in biological nature this kind of thing.
Are you saying that as we are the result of the animal, as we human beings evolved from the animal, we have inherited all those pecking order?
Yes, I think we've inherited a lot of animal tendencies from our animal forebears. And I think that many of these show up in these psychological problems.
Yes, but is it necessary that we should continue that way? We are thoughtful, we are ingenious in our inventions, extraordinarily capable in certain directions. Why should we not also say this, we won't have this? The way we live, let's change it.
Well, we can say that. Many people have said it.
I know many people have said it.
But without very much effect.